Alright, hello everyone, it's me again. I wanted to make a video tonight, or maybe two videos, I'm not sure yet. We'll see how everything pans out. Um, I hadn't planned on making a video for a while because I wanted to get my computer repaired because I noticed in the last videos that I made that the audio quality wasn't really up to par, that some of my viewers had problems with the audio because of kind of like a humming sound in the background, and I heard it myself. Um, so I'm testing it out one more time, and because I wanted to make a video in German, and before I do that, I want to make sure that the quality is, perfect, because I want people, because I don't know, when I speak English, I mean, I care about the sound quality, but when I speak English, it's like, okay, I'll speak English. But when I speak German, I want to be sure that everyone hears me clearly, um, because I love that German, and yeah, for French too. But I'll make this video because he asked a really good question. So his questions were, the first one was, what does it mean to get by in a language? And the second question is, what is the intermediate level to us, to his viewers? So I thought that I would answer that question in this video. Alright, so and I think that to get by in a language and to be intermediate in a language are pretty much the same, but I mean they have their differences in my opinion. And I will talk about, I guess, kind of my experience and kind of use examples with my French, for example, to get by. So okay, to get by in a language to me is basically survival in a country. Were I to be in a French-speaking environment, I think that I could get by. I think I could basically survive in that language without having to use English. Um, so, and another thing, getting by. I didn't think, I still don't think my French is really good. But native speakers have told me that oh yeah, you get by really well in French, and they would tell me that in French, and so I think I get by. I wouldn't really say that myself if I had to judge my French myself because I'm just aware of my level. I can compare my French to other languages, to my English and whatnot. But I think it's basically being able to survive in. Could I survive in France or um, Belgium? Um, and I think that I could. And I think to get by in a language is, I guess I'll go by the European scale. If you don't know the European scale, then we have A1, which is absolute beginner, and A2, which is high beginner, B1, low intermediate, B2, high intermediate, C1, low advanced, C2, high advanced. Um, and I think that to get by in a language, it's not A1. Um, A1 is just it's too basic to be able to get by, because to get by you have to understand some of the things that you hear, some of the things that you read, um, to be able to survive in that language. And I think getting by is kind of A2 to B1 level, uh, low intermediate, but you understand some French. I'll just use French in that example. You understand some of the target language, um, but it's not really a deep level in the language, and it's not really you don't you understand some stuff, but you don't understand everything. Um, and uh, in in relation, okay, regarding the grammar, I would say that the grammar isn't that good. And what else did I write down? Okay, and the vocabulary is not perfect, or it's not perfect. Um, but it's the same thing with intermediate as well. I guess. I'll go and talk about German. My first time in Germany 5 years ago. I could survive in German, but it wasn't. It was very limited. And what else? I didn't know German. I didn't know Swabian, of course. That goes without saying. And Swabian is a dialect in South Germany, Southwest Germany. And yeah, but I could get by. I could get by in the language. I could read things. I could understand people if they spoke to me in a simple fashion. And yeah, so that's getting by to me. And that's for me. It's high beginner, low intermediate. But then okay, so I think that I'll go over that later. But okay, so intermediate. What is my opinion of intermediate? I think that intermediate is okay according to the European uh, reference frame. That okay, B1 to B2 is intermediate, and I think that so it's a little bit more than it kind of overlaps with getting by in a language, but I think that there is an overall better grasp of the grammar, an overall better grasp of vocabulary, etc. And I think someone with a kind of an upper B1 to maybe B2 level in a foreign language, that they know more expressions, maybe a little bit of slang, um, and what else? What else? Etc. And I think people who can get by in a language, I think that they can't read. They can read, simple signs and whatnot, but when they have to read an actual book, that they would have more problems. And I think that intermediate people or people who have this intermediate level, that they can read uh, I think I think they can read books that are intended for native speakers, but they would still have some difficulties to do it. I know right now I get by, but at the same time I haven't read a book in French yet. I think I could read a simple children's book, maybe. But I can okay. At the same time, I can read a lot of French, but there are a lot of things that I don't understand, and it's not frustrating, but I do have to look up a lot of words, and the grammar is new to me, and but I think for intermediate that um, the grammar is more uh, deeply ingrained in the head, and that's why I have I'll bring out the grammar book. So I have the grammar book right here to kind of push me to that level. I think that grammar is important in a language. I mean, if we all learn grammar in our own language, I think most of us do. In elementary school and high school, I took English classes. I took grammar classes for English, and had to take English classes in high school. So why not learn grammar in a different language? I think that it supports the language. It's the kind of backbone of the language, and it pushes one up to that upper intermediate level, because I guess the level after intermediate is obviously advanced. So you have your C1 to C2, really upper advanced, and that's so if you're advanced in a language, then your grammar and your vocabulary has to be pretty good. You understand a lot in the language, and you don't make too many mistakes grammar wise, and you don't make too many simple mistakes. And I think people who get by, okay, that's another difference. I think people who are intermediate in the language, they make less grammatical mistakes than people who just get by. I just get by, I'll admit it, in French. Um, but I have that motivation to get to intermediate and eventually get to an advanced level in French. And yeah, so I guess that's what I wanted to say with that. Hmm, let's see, anything else? Yeah, so I hope that's clear for everyone, because it's like I said, the two things, getting by, and I guess another expression for getting by is, I guess, dabbling. Oh yes, I dabble, but I guess dabbling is another. I guess that's a whole subject in itself. But yeah, I dabble. I dabble in French. I dabble in this. I dabble in that. Um, I guess getting by is the same thing, if not a little more than dabbling. Um, I guess hmm, I guess people say I dabble. Okay, maybe. Okay, this is so. Okay, we have getting by and we have intermediate level. Now we have dabbling. Dabbling, I think dabbling is maybe A1 to A2. Um, if anyone has any opinions about this, then write a comment. Let me know what you think. But I think dabbling is, oh yeah, okay, I know a little bit. I know, but more than a few words. More than a few words. That's just knowing a few words in a language. I know a few words in um, Norwegian. I know a few words in Polish. Okay, I know more Polish than Norwegian, but dabbling is very simple. And so I guess dabbling, and then getting by, surviving. Because I think if you can dabble in a language, then it doesn't necessarily mean you can survive in a language, and that's getting by to me. And intermediate is pretty good. People take you. I think when you're at an intermediate level, people start to take you more seriously in a language as well. It's like, okay, this person took the time to learn that language to a point where he or she can speak. Um, Not perfectly. Well, there is no perfect in a language, really. But not perfectly, not with complex sentences and the like. But this person really took the effort to learn this language to a good level. Intermediate in a language is a good level. Proficient, um, proficient and kind of independent in the language. I guess that's another point. So independency in the language is kind of intermediate and onwards from intermediate. So yes. Okay, so I think that's it for this video. I hope that the quality is really good. I hope it's better than in the last videos. Um, if not, then we will see. But if not, then I will get my computer repaired because I want you all to be able to hear me better. Um, so yes, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you soon. Okay, ciao.